me tell you something. It's 8 o'clock on a Sunday. I've been doing my makeup for about an hour and a half because I did a whole look. I liked it, and then I hated it, and then I did something wrong with the eyeliner, so I had to go to the bathroom and redo it. I just said, let me just do a simple look. So I was like, let me just do something like that. Let me do something really plain so that I can still be captured by the camera, but it's more about the emotion on my face. Anyway, I've lost a nail. I don't even know where the nail is. So that's fun. I don't know. I literally feel like giving up. Yeah, if something else goes wrong, I'm taking all these nails off. I am doing my hair and I'm going to bed. And I'm ordering takeout. Even though I have got issues, I don't care. I am this close. I should have put my nails on last. That's the main issue. That's the main mistake I made. Because I'm just not used to doing my nails. I'm not used to doing makeup with my nails. So that's the main thing. Okay, my nail's back. So the whole premise of this shoot is to sort of be the scapegoat. So I've got like this little fluffy snood thing. This is my goat beard, so to speak. The only issue I have with this shoot, and this is actually quite a unique thing, and I've never really had this before, I don't particularly know how I want this to go. I don't. I like usually like with Burden, I had like the clearest idea. I knew exactly what I was doing, and I was like, okay, great. Hand over my mouth, shock, boom, fire, done. With this shoe, I don't know. I have no idea. And this is like the first time ever where I can honestly say I have no idea what the fuck I want to do. It's not something that I'm quite used to. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take so many pictures, and I just hope one of them looks good. I have loads of ideas, which is a good thing, and I've mapped out how I want them to all look like, so that's kind of where I'm going to start off. But I really don't know how exactly I want the shoot to look. But let's see how it goes. It's been really annoying doing this photo shoot. I think this has probably been my least favorite for a while, but I did get some stuff done, which is, I guess, a win. I think I've got the shoot that I want. I think it's just gonna take some editing, which I wasn't expecting, but whatever. Main like takeaways, as per usual, is 9 out of 10. The simplest idea is the best idea. The simplest expression is the best expression. I don't know, like I always kind of go in with like this really grandiose idea, and like the idea of makeup, have everything down to like almost a T. And then I like sit there and I'm like, I don't like any of this. Because I think, one, you got to realize that like I am a person with very little resources, so I'm just making this up as I go along. And the second thing, which I think this goes for every artist, no matter what like state of your career, some things just don't look good on camera. They look good in your head. And I had an idea, thought it was really cool, and then I was like, this doesn't look good on camera. This doesn't look good. It was the tights over the face shoot, because I didn't get a pair of tights that were... I got extra large tights, but I guess extra large for some people is a small. Anyway, I got some extra large tights, but I guess I have a big afro and I got a big head. I couldn't like fit it over my head, and it was really annoying. The makeup was smudging, which I was expecting, that's fine. But like it didn't, again, that didn't look good on camera. It was like really suffocating my face, which I didn't expect fishnet tights to do. So I think the mixtape, I think I want to call the mixtape What's a Murder You Can't See. I'm not too sure about that name, but that's kind of what I've got so far. Point being is I wanted to kind of create, dare I say, a murder as the cover art of this, because it's literally like talking about you better kill us so you can get back to your partying and thing. And I got 1 or 2 photos that were good, but like nothing was grabbing me. Like it was just like, but I was like, I have a really good setup now, so I could really check the photo as soon as I've taken a picture, and I'm just checking through. I'm like, I don't like any of these. I took the tights off, redid my lips, and I basically just did some basic shots, some reaction shots, and the reaction shots were a bit better. Like, not majorly better. Again, I think one of the reaction shots I'm actually going to use for the photo shoot, but they weren't that much better. And again, that was another aspect that really annoyed me. The main issue that I'm a bit disappointed with was the nails. I spent so long on these nails. I spent so long making sure that they're stuck to my fingers. I have postponed doing my hair because I have these motherfucking nails on. I don't know, didn't have the same effect that I thought they would. I think they should have been longer, or they should have been red, or like something really striking so that it could be caught on camera. And, like, they just look cute. And I thought, oh, that wasn't fun. After that, I took a quick break, had some jelly. I basically went to the place where if I get struggle, I go there, and it's like my Bible, which is Pinterest. Even though Pinterest likes to call me a whore every like 10 to 5 business days, but that's fine. But basically, I just was going through Pinterest and I was like, okay, horror. What am I going for? I think one, I'm going to have to edit this. I'm going to make it monochrome. So, like, I'm going to make the background a different color and essentially have my skin tone all one color. And then just, like, have the black. So, like, my eye cut, like, my eyes, my hair, whatever, just all black. And then I looked at some artists that have done like horror stuff in the past. I looked at The Weeknd, and he had the whole blood on his face thing, and I thought that would be really good. I'm not touching blood again though, because that stains shit, and that took me 20 years to like get the stains out. So absolutely fucking not. Even with tarp on the floor, absolutely fucking not am I doing blood on my face. I think I might do it for maybe a promotional shoot and do it in the bathroom. That's as far as I'm going. A lot of it was obvious horror. I wanted something that was a bit more understated. So I was looking at one artist and they basically had like an A on their hand, and my name's Anusha, and I thought that's cool, and this is sort of an anarchist anthem, so I thought let me do the anarchist A on my hand. That sort of worked. That was actually quite fun to do, and I have one or two shots that look really nice. I think what I had to remind myself once I realised that, oh, let me just change my makeup a little bit and do this A, is I'm not getting the award for the most striking cover. Because realistically, again, what money do I have, right? I could try as much as I want, but ultimately I'm one person, one very sick person, one very tired person, as you can tell, and someone who essentially is just trying their best with what they got. Words of Mariah Carey. So I realised I don't have to be as animated, or I don't have to put my body in really peculiar positions. I can just really try very slowly and see how I get on. TLDR, if you haven't watched this whole video, skip to the end. I got some pictures, you know. And I think one of them, I think I need to sleep on it. I think I need to go to bed, eat something like as a snack, go to bed, wake up. And I just need to think on it for a little bit. Hello, this is Editing Anusha, coming live and direct from her bedroom. What you've just witnessed in the past 6 minutes tangent that I edited, which actually was a lot longer, was frustration. I broke my own rule, so you can tell me off in the comments below. I usually do photo shoots every 3 days. I usually take a day off work if I can, or I'll do it over the weekend, and I will have 1 day of prep, 1 day to shoot, and 1 day to sleep. I think I shot this on my mum's birthday, which was in August, and I tried to do something for my mum's birthday as well as do a photo shoot. It was a bit much, like, you know, it wasn't mum's fault at all. It was me trying to overdo it. I could have just left it. But I was overworked, frustrated, and I had such a grandiose idea of what I wanted in my head, but I didn't realise that in order to sort of look forward and to create your own art, you really need to look back at what other people have done, because you're never the first one to do anything, really. If you are, then boy, really, we live in a society. When I say in order to look forward, I have to look back, I originally went to American Psycho, but then I thought I actually kind of want the opposite, because I'm the person in fear, right? I'm sort of not the victim, but I'm the antagonist that is going to become the victim, because the scapegoat, it's like the scapegoats are threatening us, so to speak. Like, it's a meta commentary on the song overall. I decided to look at Scream Queens from the 50s, 60s, 70s. So I looked at Psycho. I looked at this particular woman who is very famous, but I can't remember her name, and I'll put it here. But there was one particular photo that really struck me, which was her basically looking behind, and she's like, oh my gosh, and there's like a beast and it's a shadow of a beast. I think it's like a wolf or something, and it's coming after her. And I thought that was really interesting because it's almost like it's so scary that it's not even in frame. Like whatever is supposed to be in frame is like it cannot be shown because it's so scary. And I thought it would be interesting to play with who is actually the victim here and that idea. And then I looked at Lupita from Us because I don't really like Us as a film, but Lupita Nyong'o, now that's an actor right there. And I thought her depiction of the tethered was amazing because again that plays with who's the real victim here. And so I kind of had that in my mind. I was like, okay, we're getting somewhere now. And I chose this particular picture of me, you know, looking shocked, but it's very posed. It's very like, oh, you know, very like soap sort of acting. And the scapegoat, the shadow of the scapegoat, which I'm very proud of myself. I made that by myself, like an artist. I basically was playing with the idea of like, who is the real victim here? Because yes, this person I'm showing you is screaming, but the shadow, the song is called Scapegoats. And scapegoats by definition are people that are being used for somebody else's pleasure, I guess. That's not really the word I want to look for. A person who is blamed for the wrongdoing, mistakes, or faults of others. There you go. The song is called Scapegoats, so it makes sense that the scapegoat is physically there. But are they not? Because it's just a shadow. Is it just the person's imagination? Who knows? And I think I like playing with the idea, leaving things open. So that's kind of what I was playing with. Like again, think Us, think Psycho, think this lady here again. She's an icon. I don't remember her name. I apologize, white lady. But that was the idea of Scapegoats. And I think I got to hand it to the Scream Queens for media and also just like old film. Like I find myself going back to older films whenever I go to photography because I think sometimes with photography, I'm what like some people are working with a lot, right? Like I'm not the photographer that has a lot of set design stuff and whatever. So I always go back to people who just have a very simple idea and they execute as best as they can. And I think sometimes those people are the people who didn't have that when technology was not invented. That's the time I go back to because we can relate in that respect. That's how I came up with the cover art for Scapegoats. I played with the idea of who is the victim and who is the antagonist. I really want to hear what you think this cover art means. Like I want to hear what your interpretation of Scapegoats is. The song's not out yet, but I'm very excited to hear what you think. Maybe you're watching this after the song's out, so you can maybe have a clear idea of where I was going with it. Obviously, pre-save on Spotify and follow me on other digital streaming platforms because Tangent. Do you know how fucking expensive it is to have those pre-save links? It is £40 a month or something like that. 40 great British pounds. And I'm like, for one song. No shade, but like, I'm most likely going to be releasing 2 songs a year. Maybe not next year. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. But like, other than that, like, I'm not releasing that many songs a year. So it's like 40 great British pounds. If I release more songs, then I will, you know, do the pre-save links on all other platforms. But for now, go to anushamusic.com. Pre-save Scapegoats will be at the top in the heading. And you could pre-save on Spotify, or you could just follow me on your favorite digital streaming platforms, and you'll get notified when Scapegoats is out. If you want to follow me on Bandcamp, then that would be preferable because Bandcamp gives you money. You know, up to you. Ain't pressure you to do nothing. But if you're already on YouTube, it'll also be out on YouTube, so you could just stay here and subscribe. Up to you, fam. Anyway, I'm gonna edit this, go to bed, schedule some things, and finish my Netflix program. I did say that I'm a Netflix person when I do editing. Like, I made a whole thing about how second screens and how a lot of media has been made for, like, you know, people who are watching in the background. And, you know, if you want to look at what I'm doing right now. So